if you think about taking care of yourself as kind of like taking care of your car, you have your little gas tank indicator, and you probably shouldn't let it get down all the way to that E mark when the little light goes on before you take care of yourself. But there are times where life just kind of takes over, right? And we have to keep driving. And I think it's okay to keep driving, but there are times when you have to know where the gas stations are so that when the light goes on, you can immediately go to a gas station to refill. So I think that that's when it's important to really understand what are the quick and easy things that you can do that that help you in the moment. I think sometimes with self-care, when people are thinking about it from a longer term view, like things like exercise and diet, which are important things that you should be doing, sometimes they can become like items on your to-do list that are just one more thing that you have to do. And then if you aren't able to do it that day, it's one more thing that you think, oh gosh, and that was another thing I wasn't able to get done today. And that's not the point of self-care, right? It's supposed to be helping you to really recharge when you can. So I think avoiding those meltdowns is, in the first place, when you're starting to see your engine indicator going down, that you don't have a lot left. And this is just a part of knowing yourself. So you have to know things like there are some people when they're really feeling stressed that they just get really grouchy, and they know that that's the thing to look for when things are kind of starting to take hold. There are some people who yawn a lot when they're stressed. So these are just the kinds of things that you have to know about yourself in terms of when you start seeing the signs, making sure that you're taking care. But also having those little tricks that you can kind of hold on to in the event that, if life takes over and you have to just immediately do something to take care of yourself. Here are the couple of things that you can count on. So just like maintaining your car, just like maintaining yourself, I think it's important to be thinking about the longer term things that you do need to integrate into your everyday life so that your need for those meltdown avoidance techniques will be less. So I think that things like, obviously, there's two things. I think the first thing is that kind of organizing your life to the degree that you can. So if you know that you're having issues with, say, time management, or if you know that there are things that you need to be doing to kind of prioritizing how you use your time and that sort of thing, then those are really things that can help to cut down on kind of the longer term issues with stress. But then I think the other thing too is, understanding yourself around knowing that with your eating and your sleeping, that you're managing those things on an everyday kind of basis, so that if you do slip a little bit, because again, life takes over, it isn't going to be as hard hitting because you sort of overall are making healthier choices about how you take care of yourself. So I think those are kind of the longer term planning things that you can consider. Choosing something where you can be successful right away is important. So starting small and starting consistent. So something as simple as you're going to go to bed 10 minutes earlier so that you can read something that you enjoy. It's a really manageable goal. I think telling the people in your life that that's your plan and having them help you to stick to it, I think is important. And certainly even doing things like tracking in your calendar the nights that you were able to do that, and kind of give yourself a sticker like you would a kid so you can see your progress that you have made those changes, I think is really important. And then I think as you're able to make those smaller changes, then maybe moving on to something that's maybe a little bit of an overall lifestyle change. Like if you wanted to work on something like your exercise or your diet, those would be things that I think after you've managed some other areas of your life, it'll be easier to sort of make those changes as well.
Does it look like him?
Part of a general self-care plan could be around really practicing techniques that help you to stay calm in the moment. Taking a deep breath, pausing before speaking. I know that what has worked for some people is even things as simple as, I'm going to count to 3 before I respond to anything because I'm having a tough day. And so I think being able to be more mindful in the moment and being aware of the fact that maybe you do need some time and you do need to slow yourself down. So I think in terms of those reactionary moments, any mindfulness technique that you can use, like consciously waiting before you answer and taking a deep breath, and really practicing those techniques when you're not stressed, so that in the moment when it is a little bit more trying to use those techniques, you've already practiced it, and so it should come more naturally to you to be able to use it.